Now, joining us now to have a greater introspection about that story, the story that Oteigbanyo George had put before that live from Abuja, is the representing Nembe Constituency 1 in the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, Oteigbanyo George-Braah. He will also talk about a raid on Ogbolo-Mabiri, another Nembe community, by men suspected to be Inspector General's SWAT team and affiliate groups. Many thanks for joining us. All right, then let's get straight into it, if you can hear me. Now, with the Opu-Nembe people of Bayelsa State yet to recover from the atrocities allegedly caused by the invading team of policemen and Kojo boys, the Ogbolo-Mabiri community of Nembe has also been invaded by the same IGP squad called SWAT. While Chief Ezekiel Okoli, chairman of the Opu-Nembe Chiefs Council, stated that former Bayelsan Governor Timipre Silva was in cahoots with Sam Kojo behind the attacks, of course. In an Arise News interview just yesterday, Chief Igoma explicitly stated that not only did Timipre Silva have no hand in the attack, but that Chief Okoli had been neglectful to the needs and cries of the people, and labeled the chief as a puppet to the alleged culprit. He named former youth president of the Opu-Nembe Kingdom, Comrade Theophilus Uro. Now, I want to know where you stand on this. What exactly is happening? Why are we seeing alleged thugs and the police hand in hand in causing this kind of chaos, allegedly?
Thank you. Now, the Opu-Nembe crisis started on Saturday 12th, and we, the members of the Bayelsa State, took up this matter as a matter of urgent public importance. And a motion was passed, resolutions were made, and amongst those resolutions was that the state government should set up a judicial commission of inquiry to look into those crises. The following day, the government inaugurated a 6-man panel headed by a former retired Chief Judge, Justice Oteigbanyo, and the panel is already sitting. Then, unfortunately, this same SWAT team yesterday invaded Nembe City, which is a sister community to Opu-Nembe, harassing, intimidating, and molesting people, accompanied by men that are not policemen wearing masks, taking them to the houses of perceived political enemies. Yesterday, they broke into the house of Chief Amabebe and vandalized his building. His personal effects and properties looted. They didn't stop there. They went to the youth president of the community, Nelson Ebime's house, broke into his own house, and the same thing was carried out. They now moved to a compound called Amasra Apollo, and one William Jumbo, Wilberforce Jumbo, was shot, and up till now we've not even seen that young man. And they are shooting sporadically into the community while this thing is taking place. So we are surprised if the IGP's SWAT team is going to Opu-Nembe to carry out a sting operation. A neighboring community, Nembe City, that is quiet and peaceful, is being invaded by these men from the IGP's office and harassing and molesting people like that, accompanied by thugs wearing masks with SWAT uniform. I'm talking to you, my community is under siege by this army of occupation from the IGP's office. Despite condemnation by the Elders Council from Bayelsa State, IYC, various groups and interest groups have condemned this unwarranted onslaught on the community, yet they are still persisting carrying out this barbaric act and inflicting pain, sorrow, and misery upon my people. That's why I'm here to tell you what is happening right now.
Well, sincere apologies for what you've explained has been your experience. But I would like to ask you at this point, you know, from what you've narrated, it seems as though these attacks have political undertones. But I'm wondering what the response has been regarding the calls for the federal government, the Bayelsa state governor, and the acting inspector general of police, and also, you know, various security agencies in terms of intervention. What has the response been?
The situation is so pathetic. The Bayelsa State Governor has done his best. He has deployed men from the Bayelsa State Police Command, 50 policemen to Opu-Nembe, and 50 policemen to Nembe City to keep the peace. But these men from the IGP's office, they don't even regard these policemen on ground. You can contact the DPO. They don't even take instruction from him. They do whatever thing they like, they order from above. So the government has tried their best to keep the peace in those communities, but the men from the IGP office, so please, we are pleading and begging President Tinubu to intervene and save Nembe from this invasion.
All right, then. You know, the raid apparently targeted specific residencies, including that of Chief Amabebe Kiba and the family compound of a former deputy governor. Are there any indications as to why these specific locations were chosen for the raid, one? And two, how exactly are the local residents and community leaders reacting to these acts of violence? And what steps are being taken to ensure, let's say, the safety of these community members?
Chief Amabebe of recently defected and declared his support for Doyediri. His support for Doyediri's governorship ambition. And as you are aware, the former deputy governor is a member of PDP. So that is a clear indication that these things are politically motivated. The youth president too declared his support for one of the candidates, and his own house too was attacked. As of my people, as I'm talking to you, they are in the bush. They are running helter-skelter in the bush, and mind you, this is rainy season. Some of them have been under the rain since yesterday night. So the situation is pathetic.
Indeed, it certainly is. Now, aside from this attack which you've narrated to us, we also understand that recently there was also an attack on journalists at Opu-Nembe where cameras, phones, and even ATM cards were stolen, and an appeal was made by the Bayelsa State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists for those items to be returned. Do you see any link between what you've narrated and this attack as well?
I heard of the news yesterday. The NUJ chairman was making some comment in that regard. You know, when there is crisis, there will be no more law and order. So the communities, as I'm talking to you, is lawless, and people will definitely take advantage to perpetrate crimes and other criminal acts. And he has appealed to whoever is responsible for that, and to return those items to the journalists, because the journalists are doing their professional job.
So you don't think they're linked? Do you think they're linked or not?
They are linked to this crisis?
Yes.
Well, I wasn't on ground in Opu-Nembe. I am from Nembe City. So when I heard the report from the news yesterday, and he was appealing to them that they should return those, I think some appeal have been made to them so that people can get those things back to them. I am in total support of the journalists because it is the journalists that are giving us this feedback and report from the communities. As I'm talking to you, Nembe is a battleground now.
All right, then, as we begin to wrap up.
It's quite unfortunate. Oh. And we are even hearing rumors.
Okay.
We are even hearing rumors that after Nembe City, they will move to, these attacks will move to Tuon-Brass in the Brass local government, and they will move to Akasa in the same Brass local government. So Bayelsa State is in danger, and we're appealing to the president to do something, because we're in a democracy and we're not in one banana republic where policemen will just go outside their rule of engagement and try to be partisan in their operations.
Two things that stand out for me that you've mentioned is the fact that, I mean, you speculated that there might be more attacks. And given the recurring nature of these raids, what measures should be implemented? Because you said the president should, look into this situation. If you have the ear of the president now, what would you recommend should be implemented by Bayelsa State government and the law enforcement agencies to prevent such incidents in the future, and of course ensure the safety of the residents of Bayelsa State?
The security agencies should be more professional in carrying out their legitimate duties. If you are going there to look for criminals, go squarely to look for criminals, and don't take sides. Don't take sides in intimidating and harassing people. That is one step the president should take. He should direct the IG to protect his integrity and do the needful. The people are suffering. They can't sleep. So please, we are calling on them. The Bayelsa State government has even set up a panel of inquiry. What is expected in a civilized society is that whoever is aggrieved should submit their report to the panel. The panel will come up with a recommendation. Then the government will take its decision so that we can handle these things as in a more civilized manner.
Indeed, Honorable Oteigbanyo George-Braah, your frustration is apparent, and we do hope that the right authorities are listening and will act as quickly as possible. Thank you for joining us here on Newsday. It's been a pleasure having you.